Alright people, let's do this. I've watched the fight twice now. Once in a bar full of screaming people, and the second time on a train back to London. And look, it was close, right? Very, very difficult to score. I'm just going on Twitter. I'm reading some of the tweets, reading what people sent over. I think it's fair to say I think 80% of people had it by a round or two to GGG. A round, maybe. I had it by a round to Triple G, so I'm not going to scream robbery. But I did think Triple G won it. Again, very, very close. If it was a draw, if you gave it to Canelo by one, I'm not going to say that you're wrong. It was a very, very close fight, but I thought Triple G won it. And herein lies the problem. If it's a close fight, everyone just automatically assumes that Canelo's going to get the victory, right? Canelo's going to get the win. He's in Las Vegas. The judges like him. He's the cash cow. And that's what's wrong with boxing. That's bullshit. If it's a close fight, the champion, I think, should still retain his belts. There's always been that thing that I said you've got to rip it from the champion's hands. I don't like that adage, but it's always been there in boxing. Did Canelo do enough to rip it from GG's hands last night? I don't think so. I don't think so, but again, very, very close fight. If you look at the fight, definitely a fight of two halves. Canelo started off really on the front foot, and I don't know if GGD knew what the hell was going on. Canelo went to the body, Canelo pushed him back. I've never ever seen GGG fight on the back foot, and it was so interesting to see it. Teddy Atlas did a video with Fight Hub TV, I think 3 or 4 days before the fight, maybe just a couple of days before the weigh-in, and he said, let's see what happens when GGG fights on the back foot. And I thought, there's no way Canelo's going to be able to do that. He's too small. GGG cuts off the ring so well, but Canelo was able to dictate his fight in the first 5 rounds. He was going to the body a lot, and GG did not like it. I've always questioned Abel Sanchez in terms of how he makes decisions to switch it up a bit in the corner, because I remember watching him in the corner of Gassiev versus Usyk, and I thought the corner advice was useless. So I was looking to see what corner advice he would give GGG, and he didn't really give anything. It's almost as though GGG is that experienced, you can do it yourself. And I thought he needed to really give GGG advice in terms of what to do next, because I thought GGG was getting ate to the body all night long, and it was causing a massive problem. Getting hit upstairs, getting pushed on the back foot. And look, if you're trying to win a decision over Canelo, these are not the things that judges are going to like to see. Even though I thought GGG was doing well with the jab, regardless, you're fighting on the back foot, the crowd is screaming, and it just didn't look good. He adjusted in the second half of the fight, I think, when Canelo started to tire just a little bit, and that's when I thought GGG stole the fight. And I have to admit, I'm using the word stole because I think Canelo boxed beautifully. But I think GGG stole the fight because of the work in the second half, and I think he nicked around in that first half of the fight as well. But we have a new champion. Canelo is the new middleweight king. GGG at 36 going to be 37. What happens next? I don't know. It's difficult. If he doesn't get an immediate rematch again, which is very unlikely, they're talking about Canelo possibly fighting in December. So if he doesn't get a rematch again in May, he might have to go up to 168. Because if he has to go to the back of the queue includes Southpaw Demetrius Andrade, power puncher Charlo, the winner of Jacob Derevchenko, the winner of, I guess, Boo Boo versus Billy Joe Saunders. Not easy. It's not easy. But if he gets an immediate rematch, the fight's going to play out exactly how it played out again, and he's not going to get a decision. It's clear he doesn't have the power to knock Canelo out. And we're going to do a separate video on Canelo's chin in a minute. He doesn't have the power. He rarely looked like he hurt Canelo. I think maybe around 11 or 12 it looked like he hurt him a little bit, but that's it. So if he gets a rematch, what's the point? Because the scorecards are going to be exactly the same and Canelo's going to win. Does he deserve the rematch? I mean, he's been a long time middleweight king, but does he deserve it? Or does he have to go to the back of the queue? Do you want to see Canelo fight other people? I do. I do, and I'm a massive GGG fan, but I want to see him versus Charlo. I want to see him versus Jacobs. I'd love to see Canelo versus Billy Joe Saunders now, a boxer that can move a bit. But if you're GGG, you either retire with very, very good money. You've made good money in the last 3 fights, or you go up to 168. But even those guys at 168 now will think that GGG has slowed down tremendously. The fear factor's gone. And once that fear factor goes, that's it, right? Mike Tyson had that fear factor. Once it goes, everyone will step in the ring thinking they can beat you. And I think that's the problem with GGG right now. A lot of those middleweights that were never calling them out 3-4 years ago all saying, look, line them up. All of them. All of them. Even some guys at 154 are saying, give me GGG. Munguia said it. Errol Spence said he would jump a couple of weights. I mean, Errol Spence needs to calm down, but he said he would jump a couple of weights to fight GGG. But it's a massive shame for GGG because you look at the resume, and unfortunately, It says tough fight against Danny Jacobs, although he got the win. A lot of people thought it was a draw. It says a draw against Canelo, and it says a loss against Canelo. And for me, it should say 2 wins against Canelo, and then it looks a lot better. For all those people that have literally said GGG is overhyped, when you look at the resume, when he's retired and you do that, because everyone does it, right? When someone's retired, you look at the ledger, you look at who he's fought, and it won't say big names. And I think that's what's going to haunt him for years. He deserved at least 1 victory out of Canelo, and he goes away with a draw and a loss. And that's not fair.